Hi, Nabiya. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Caregiver Saathi, I am privileged and honored to be hosting Nabiya Ethiraj today. She is such an inspiration, not only to me, but a lot of people. Without much ado, I'm handing over to Nabiya. Nabiya, our viewers would definitely like to know more about you. So please.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening, and thanks for this opportunity, Vandana. I'm very happy to have this conversation with you. Hi, so I'm Nabiya Ethiraj. So yeah, I I'm a social worker, trained social worker, and I worked in the mental health setup for almost 6 years. Right now, I'm working with Caregiver Saathi as a program coordinator. I'm the eldest daughter in my family, and I have four younger siblings. My father, no, he is no more, and my mother was the one who sacrificed her life to educate us. So we all studied well, and then we all settled well in our life. Yeah, this is me.
Thank you so much. And you are a beautiful you, Nabiya. So, Nabiya, I've heard about your caregiving journey. Please do share what you went through and what was your journey like.
Yeah, I will start from the beginning. Like in 2014, my brother, he finished his graduation in engineering, and he took a year break to prepare for his masters. So he has given the entrance exam. He did not clear it. Though we said we will help him financially to go for the master program, somehow he convinced himself to go for work. So he strongly believed in me that I will help him for his job. But I wanted him to put effort into searching a job. In the meanwhile, I had a pressure that I should marry someone, as I was 28 already. So I found a guy by myself, and then I got engaged. My brother also got a job, and then I thought everything was going well, and I have started to concentrate on my personal life. That I was preparing for my wedding. My mother helped us to study, but she did not save even a single penny for our wedding. She requested us to save money and then go for wedding kind of thing. So we all, like all our siblings, have started to earn money for our own weddings and other expenses, and to take care of my mother as well. So I was very busy with that. I did not know that he was going through something in his life, like at it workplace. So he faced some kind of discrimination for his identity and for his physical appearance, because we all have dark skin. So in I don't know, everywhere, I think in India, so in other countries also, like there is some kind of discrimination against people who have like a dark skin. And it also reveals the caste identity in Tamil Nadu. So the people who own dark skin, they are known to be like they are from a marginalized section kind of thing. So they will identify by looking at our skin color itself. So some kind of problem he was going through. One side, he was losing his sister, that was me. So I did not give more attention to him. I was so busy with my personal thing and everything. So I did not also put a effort to bridge that gap. Though I noticed that we have some, that gap is increasing between me and between my brother and I. So I did not notice, I did not put effort to bridge that gap as well. So what happened in 2017, I got married. He came to my wedding, but he was not cheerful as he always looks. Like that time also, like I did not give attention to his symptoms, whatever, like what he was going through. And then as soon as I got married and I was in my in-laws place, and he was going through some symptoms like psychotic symptoms. My mother noticed that, and then she did not want to disturb me, and but my one of my sisters, so she called me, and then she told me, she explained me the symptoms what he was going through, like showing up. Okay, so I realized, because I was in the mental health setup, so I knew very well what he was going through. And then I called the director of the banyan where I was working. So he clearly told me ki, no, he is going through some psychotic symptoms, so don't waste your time, so please bring him as soon as possible to the hospital where I was working. So I requested my mother and my sisters to bring him to the hospital where he was admitted. And I also traveled back to my in-laws place to Chennai. So I requested my in-laws and my husband's like my husband to give me a space to be with my brother, because I did not want to lose my brother. They were also so helpful. And then I came back, and then I have started to work, and I have started to play a role of caregiver. The thing is, since I'm the eldest one in my family, so I did not want to like share my responsibility with my younger siblings, and they were also not ready to take up that responsibility, because they were very ignorant about the symptoms like mental health concept. And my mother was also too old, because she was also going through a lot in her life, because my father was an alcoholic addict, and he was also going through lots of psychotic symptoms. And then like we had to face a lot of violence at family. So I did not want to involve my mother in it, so that she will feel some kind of peace in her mind, so that she will stay away from us. So I sent her to my hometown, and then I was there alone to take care of my brother. But fortunately, I was not alone. My entire team, where I was working, no, the entire team took a toll, and they shared the responsibility of taking care of him. So we all together provided care to him. Yeah,
Okay.
that was,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, hearing this gives me goosebumps. We believe that we live in a very progressive society, but we still have a long way to go. Being discriminated because of caste must have been so traumatic for your brother, Nabiya, and for all of you also. Um, Dealing with someone who goes through a mental illness is a huge challenge, because the symptoms are most of the times they're difficult to read, and by the time we realize that our loved one is suffering from a mental illness, they have actually reached a point where they need intervention. So what was it like when your brother was struggling with mental illness? What were his symptoms, and how did you cope up with that as the primary caregiver, Nabiya?
Yeah. So the thing is, in the initial time, so my mother explained to me he was so depressive, so that symptoms of depression did not get treated. So it started to like the symptoms got some kind of like formation, or like whatever things had happened. So suddenly he has started to show the symptoms of psychotic symptoms, like he was wandering away, from home, and he tried to kill himself, and he was so aggressive, and he was very abusive. So I did not know that he would talk like that. He was so abusive, with me and like other family members at home. And the only thing which I worried was, so like I still remember that incident when I woke up, and then he was standing in front of me with a knife, and he told me like he is going to cut off his hand and he going to kill himself. That one. And the second one was, though, like where I worked, the mental health setup was meant for women. So, but since I was working there, my director, like Dr. Kishore, so he like gave him a space for him to get admitted in that hospitalized in the hospital setting. So we all were mental health professionals around him, but still we couldn't manage because he was so, we don't use like violent word, but he was so aggressive, and then he used to like he used to go away, run away from that setting. We used to chase him like that, all members, like team members. So we should keep eye on him all the time, otherwise he will vanish. Which means
Yes.
like, yeah, the beach is also very nearby that setting. Okay, so one day I like he was missing. I went to the field, and when I came back I couldn't see him. When I asked the team members, they said he was here only. And then when I like was searching him, he was not there. I was totally freaked out, I was crying, nervous. And then I went to the beach. I was asking people, have you seen someone like a young guy who was roaming here, kind of thing. But one of my team members, so he chased him and then he took him back to the hospital. That time, the first time that broken had happened in my life. So I was totally broke down. I rang up to my mother and my husband saying ki I need a help from family side. So my husband said, okay, you be there, I will come and be with you. But the thing is, my brother did not like him since I have got married. So he felt like some kind of like, because of my husband only, we separated kind of thing. So that gap had happened between my brother and I. So I took like again I did not want to like disturb my mother. And then like again the team members, like they have come in, and then somehow we managed. So what happened gradually, his symptoms got remitted. Okay, in 6 months, imagine, in 6 months Dr. Kishore was like putting his all effort, and then he was changing medication repeatedly. And then he was saying ki, oh, this medicine doesn't work, okay, we will change into this medicine, that medicine. And then injection though he got okay, he has started to show improvement with that injection and the medicine which that Dr. Kishore prescribed in the last time. So like he was showing like he was remitted, but still that that incident did not move away from my mind. Because
Yeah.
what happened, I have started to like become very obsessed towards him, like,
Towards him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when
So
he yeah.
yeah. So I was, just I'm all goosebumpy hearing what you've been through, Nabiya. You so young, and to be the primary caregiver to your brother whom you love so much, and seeing him in a state like that, your life being at risk because of his tantrums, must have been such a challenge for you, Nabiya. My heart goes out to you, and I feel love, admiration, and just so much I would say inspired by what you've been through as a caregiver, Navya. But Navya, as someone so young, because generally we hear caregiving is with the elderly parents or elderly in-laws. So, the children have reached a certain age with experience. For someone so young like you, to be dealing with something so acute, something so challenging, what were the hurdles that you felt that were there in your caregiving journey in terms of support, in terms of, from the society? And were there ways where you could reach out to someone for help? Just, could you elaborate on those?
So the thing is, I am from very like a rural background. Okay, so like we still don't have toilets in my village. So imagine that kind of rural background I'm like belonging to. So like if we go and talk about mental health or mental illness. In like with people who live in our village, they don't understand. Because they will name it as like a black magic. They will say as like, okay, he's doing it purposefully, kind of thing. So yeah, so the like my father was also going through, like as I mentioned, my father was also going through psychotic symptoms. But people, like even I assumed like, okay, he's doing it purposefully, and then because of since he wants to drink, so he's acting like that kind of mentality we have usually, right? So when he started to show these symptoms, my village people have also started to say that, okay, he wanted to get married, that's why he's showing symptoms like this. And he wanted to like he doesn't want to go for a job, that's why he shows symptoms like this. So he has four sisters. So in usually in Indian family, like the male people will take responsibility of getting, like helping their sisters to get married kind of thing, no? So to escape from that responsibility only, he is doing like that. That kind of conversation had happened in my village. When we took him from the village, and then we like he got remitted, when we send him back to the village, so the villagers have started to like realize uh, the impact of they have started to know the concept of mental illness. Because the thing is, I did not want to hide that my brother got mental illness. I went back and then I told them, so that is mental illness, that was mental illness what he was going through. So there are lots of people on village, if you go for a treatment, if you go for like for a therapy, we will also, you guys also will get cured kind of thing. Since then, even my villagers also got aware about mental illness, and then they have started to refer people from the village to the hospital where my brother got admitted. They did not want to send them to any hospitals, they want to send to the banyan only.
Yeah.
If you, yeah, that kind of belief they had. And they have also got the awareness of mental health and mental illness concept kind of thing.
Okay.
That thing I realized when I was giving care to my brother. The second one was, as I told you, my siblings were so ignorant about this mental illness. They did, because all of them were studying, and then they were also finding a way to like move forward in their lives. They did not want to stop, keep full stop in their life, and then come and play a role of caregiver kind of thing. Since I was working as a mental health professional at the same hospital, I took that responsibility on my own. So but I was seeking help from them, that I did not get it, to be honest. So that one. The second thing, that community, if I talk about community where I lived, I rented a home to go for work. The community was super support, Vandana. I should acknowledge them, because that house owner where I rented a home, like so she was very supportive. And his her entire relatives, so they lived nearby that house only. They were very supportive. Whenever he shows symptoms, they stood by with me, like they were saying ki, oh, we all are here, you don't worry, he will be all right. So they were the one who like did not allow him to face that stigma of having mental illness. They said everyone will have this kind of illness in their life at one point of time, you don't worry. That kind of confidence they gave him. And they have also not like pushed me into the stage where I feel stigmatized about being a caregiver of person with mental illness. So that is like, so yeah, I should appreciate their help in the now. And the third thing would be the people who worked with me, because there were 100 people who worked with me in that setting, like clinical team, outreach team, community based rehabilitation workers, psychiatrists and counselors, project managers, founder, she knew about my condition. So they never forced me in the work. Whenever I wanted a gap, whenever I wanted to take a break, so they allowed me to take a break. And then they allowed me to go and visit my husband, or like go for a cinema, for example, cinema.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
were with me, so I did
Okay.
not face I did not face a burden or like obstacles in my life when I was
Caregiving.
caregiver.
Okay.
It is
So,
fortunate, yeah.
yeah. You know what I've understood from you, that community support, support from workplace, even though you did not have support from your siblings, but these two things really aided your caregiving journey. So, thank you for sharing that. It takes a lot of courage to share what you've been through, Navya. So, here I want to ask about, did you have a Saathi? You know, caregivers need to be looked after too. And somehow in our society, the concept of caring for the caregivers still is not prevalent as much as it should be. So, did you have a Saathi in your caregiving journey?
Yes, definitely. That's what like I always believe in. Caregivers also need caregivers. So when I was a caregiver, so like I said, I had 100 caregivers around me. So like someone helped me to finish my tasks at home at work setting. Someone helped me to take care of him. Someone helped me to enjoy my me time, and someone was there to like go and cry, and then someone was there to give me therapy. Someone was there to give me see I had medicine for 3 months, Vandana, for my when I was taking care of my brother. So I told I was so become so obsessed towards him, so which ended up in a panic attack. So 3 attacks I had in that time period. So in the third attack only, like in 2 times, Dr. Kishore, who was treating my brother, so he was very good person. And then that 2 times I reached out to him saying, Siki, I'm not able to sleep properly. I'm feeling breathlessness and like I'm scared of dark kind of thing. When I shared the symptoms to him, so he was saying, ki, okay, everything will be all right because of uh, your your role only. You are feeling like this. You don't worry, kind of advice you used to give. In the third time, he realized he told me like, Nabiya, you don't worry, and then don't feel don't take it very personally. Also, you are going through something like you are having a panic attack, so you should go for medicine. So like as a mental health professional, when the psychiatrist tells me in front of me, it's like you need a medication, I was so freaked out and I was so embarrassed in front of other people. But still, people, that team, with me, they encouraged me saying, so you take for now, at least you will sleep, and then gradually you can stop medication, kind of thing. So I was taking treatment for like medicine for
Right.
3 months and went for therapy as well.
So,
So yeah.
yeah. So here, as a primary caregiver, uh, you were able to figure out that you were going through an emotional trauma as well, and you were able to reach out for help. Not all caregivers are able to do that, because somehow the caregivers tend to believe that it's their responsibility to be taking care of their loved ones, and they lose themselves in the journey of caregiving. So, what would you tell all the caregivers who are listening to you today, your inspirational caregiving journey?
Yeah, I will continue answering the last question. Yeah, like saying ki, so all caregivers, I will ask them to find their satis first. So yeah, for me, Dr. Kishore was my sati and my husband. So and other team members as well. So they were there to like protect me. They were there to help me, and they were there uh, for me to reach out whenever I need help. I needed help. So I request all family caregivers to find out their satis first. Then only they will be able to reach out or like seek help from them first. That one. The second one would be, so I would ask them to go for respite care when when uh, there is a need. Because like all caregivers, even I believed in, okay, oh, I am the responsible person to take care of my brother. So all of us will tend to like believe in that, like saying ki, like we are there to protect, or we are there, we need to sacrifice our life for our loved one, kind of thing. So that is not true, because like we need also like a time for us to take care of ourselves, to give good care to our loved one. So I would suggest to go for respite care, so that will give you a break time, so that you will focus on your other roles in your life. The third one, I would say, like all all of us like will reach out to help when we feel, when we go to the last stage of burnout. So like then only we will realize ki, like, okay, now I need a help, and then nobody is around me to take care of me, or like replace my role, kind of thing. So I would advise the young caregivers, like caregivers and other caregivers as well, also, like just find an organization like a Caregiver Saathi, like to seek help. Because in like organizations like a Caregiver Saathi, it's a platform for caregivers to come and express their feelings, and their feelings and thoughts are not questioned and judged here. So they can come together as a team. So we, like Caregiver Saathi has a like a healing circle thing, support group meeting. So they will come like as a team, and then they will share their experience with other caregivers, so that if I need help, Vandana will pitch in, Vandana will give advice. If Vandana needs help, Nabiya will give advice. So we will, so caregivers can gather at one place, and then they will share their feelings and thoughts, everything. And also we can also get a chance to meet the experts. Like so when we need, like the counseling is very important in our life. So we have some kind of label, stigma against counseling, saying ki, okay, why do I need counseling, I know how to take care of myself, I don't need an expert, kind of thing. That attitude even I had, though I was a mental health professional. Because the counseling is very important in our life to cope up our whatever our going through in our life. If we should also go for therapy. So that, because when I was when I went for a counseling, the counselor suggested me to go for therapy, because we had a childhood trauma. Like when we were children, so we had to go through a lot because of my father. So we faced lots of violence, lots of things. So we had to go back to our childhood, and then we had to come across all the stages, and then finally we felt kind of okay, relieved.
Yes.
So as a family, we went for the therapy. Like as like a sibling, we went for a therapy together to the therapist. So I would request all the caregivers to go for these kinds of help, so that they will feel good, they will feel supportive, they will feel heard, so someone is hearing us, kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is,
So,
yeah.
so thank you for elaborating on that, Nabiya. So, in one word, would it be okay to say that self-preservation is very important? A healthy caregiver can take care of their loved one. A healed caregiver can look after the loved one so much better. So, thank you for sharing that. And before we close the session, any moments of precious moments, moments where you are close to your heart, that you reminisce about while you were taking care of your brother? Happy moments.
Happy moments, yeah. So like what happened, like as I told you, so the therapist found, the counselor found the difficulties which my brother was facing at his work setting. So we wanted to give him a safe work setting for him to just start his work journey, so that he will be protected, or like he will feel safe. So he was placed under me in my project. So we have started to work together. So like, yeah, so he was reporting to me. So we will go to the field together, and then we will meet people, because we were building houses for people in the rural setting. So he is an engineer, civil engineer. So he was helping me to like for the construction side, and then I was helping for the people side, community side. So we worked together, so we enjoyed a lot. And then he realized who I am. So because in 3 years 4 years ago, he thought like I was so selfish, and then I focused on my personal life, I left him. But when we were started to work together, he realized my strengths, and he realized to we enjoyed working together. Still I remember, like, he was saying ki, okay, if I want to do something in my life, that is, I want to be with you, or I want to support you for your better achievement in your life. That's what he told me when
How
I
nice.
left him last time. Yeah.
How lovely is that? I hope he's doing okay now, Nabiya.
He's doing fantastic. He's doing his, like, he's managing his life on his own. He's living independently,
How
and then
lovely.
he's contributing to, like, he's helping my mother, he's taking care of my mother. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's lucky to have a sister like you. And I think we are all very fortunate to hear your caregiving journey where you've emphasized the need for self care. All caregivers need to be investing, they need to invest in themselves too. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today, Nabiya. I'm inspired. I'm sure the other caregivers who've heard you are equally inspired. We've learned, I have personally learned so much about caregiving from you. And your message is going to reach out to a lot of people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to host you. And to all our viewers, before we wrap up today's session, I want to talk about Caregiver Saathi. So, Caregiver Saathi is the one stop platform for all the caregivers where they can find solutions to the various challenges that the journey of caregiving gets along with it. There are challenges like emotional issues that Nabiya spoke about. There are challenges, where you just need to share with a group of people. So we have support groups. We have groups that help you deal with illness specific issues. And also we have solutions for financial helping through your caregiving journey. So please don't feel alone. We are there to help you. Reach out. There's a team of experts who will help you through your caregiving journey and help it make a little less lighter and not so much of a burden. Thank you so much. Um, Good night. Shabba khair. Thanks, Nabiya, once again.
Thank you.